This conference will now be recorded.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us for 2019 Webinar 2 of our School POS Academy. And again, we're brainstorming topics that are a little more advanced than the basic school POS visits. And this topic is about touch button solutions, specifically how to create one button that can do a lot of powerful things. And I have Mike Goodmanson from Positive Software. It's going to show us how one button can take us to a matrix, that's an apparel matrix item, or one button can bring up a pop-up list of smart menu items or inventory items. So I'm not going to spoil the fun. I'm going to have Mike start you off. Thank you for being here, and take it away, Mike.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. Yes, this is an exciting topic. One button solutions. We want you to conserve motion and time spent in creating your touchscreen, and we're going to show you how. But we are going to give you a little sample test at the moment. I want you to watch as I sell 5 items. I would like you to count the number of times a button is touched. We're going to sell popcorn, cookies, t-shirt, hat, and some Mylar balloons. Are you ready? I'll help count with you. So the first one is popcorn. I touch the button and it immediately adds it to the invoice. That's good, 1. I'm doing cookies. I touch the button 1 and it jumps to another page that lists my cookies that I can sell. I touch twice and now it's added to the invoice. Well, that's not too bad. The point is you can't get every inventory item here on the screen, so you have to do some use tools to get others. Let's show you the matrix. Now a matrix is a grid, a color-sized grid of t-shirts. Touch 1, touch 2 is the mother of the matrix. That's the primary item, and I push it, and now I can see all the items that I sell, color, sizes. If I want one, I highlight it, that's another push, and OK is a final push. So that took more. What we're going to show you today is how you can create a simpler way to access inventory. Let me show you hats. 1, and it shows me every hat that I carry. These hats are in a category called hats. I choose a hat, that's 2. I choose select, and it's added. So that's 3 times. Let me show you another. A little bit of the same ideas, little different variation. Mylar buttons, or Mylar balloons. 1, I find what I need. I can highlight it, that's 2, and then I choose select, just like the other one. However, I have one more button here. Do you want another item? Yes or no? And this is handy if you've got a string of things, and it's you can use this often. For example, Craig, some people have been selling a combo. Is that what it is?
Well, yeah. If you get creative, you can link a whole bunch of ideas, like choose a beverage, choose a snack, and choose a dessert. And those could be 3 lists. So I think later you'll probably show us how to link these lists. But right. It's great. Instead of having to make all these buttons, and there's probably about 25 balloons here, all you have to do is put them in a category and make a list. So, yeah, we're going to select another balloon here.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. There are more balloons than what you see, and so we have some tools down here at the bottom. I can use my page up, page down to see the further page. I can also choose search, and if I type the word gold or just the GO for gold, I can go and it finds all my gold. Right here, I have another tool, and that is details. The detail will show you your current stock count, your selling price, and a picture of the item, and you can just select it and add it to there. Now I kind of lost count. We're going to say no this time, but as you can see, it is so much easier to sell products using smart lists. This smart list is very easy to maintain. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to delete all these items off of here, and we're going to go to manager mode. I'm going to open up inventory, hats. I think I had 5 hats, and we're going to add another hat. You don't have to change your touchscreen at all. I'm going to use my category filter. We're going to highlight hats. Yep, there they are, 1 through 5. I'm going to add a new one. Now, instead of add, choose copy. Copy will bring in your cost, your selling price, your vendor. It leaves the SKU blank. And anyway, we're going to change the name anyway. So green hat, and following the pattern H6. Now I save the item, and my stock count is 7. And we're going to go back. We're going to close and go back to our touchscreen, and it was so easy to keep inventory up in hats. I click on hat, and here's the green hat we just created. You didn't have to customize your touchscreen at all. They're alphabetical, which makes it easy for you to find whatever the customer wants. Now you can always use the scanner if you had these with barcodes, but this is a great list. So let's talk and create a brand new list. We're going to use one of these reserve buttons, and we're going to create sport stickers. So what we do is we go to manager mode once again, and this time we need to create a category. So I'm opening up my department button, and sports stickers fall under gift spirit. We highlight gift spirit, choose assign category. We're going to add one. We call it sport stickers. It is non-taxable. We say OK. It's highlighted, and we choose select, and that places it below the gift spirit items. Okay, let's close. Let's go to our inventory and create this simple list. So we're going to choose add. We select normal, and we find the category, sports stickers. We're going to select our vendor. Our apparel vendor provides these, and we're going to choose continue. So one of them that we have is hockey. And STK1, we use some kind of a naming system, will be consistent. I do know that they cost me $1 each, and I'm selling them for $2. My vendor is here, everything's ready to go, and I choose save, and I know that I have 20 in stock at this time. So we have one. Copy will retain all the information, and we give it a new name, baseball. sticker. STK2. Everything's already there. We just choose save. And I have 20 of those also. And we're going to add one more. But you get the idea. It is so simple. And we'll have basketball. And we could add football and track and all those different things. All right, we have completed our category. We have filled in an item in the category, and all we have to do is close this. Now, how do we get it on the touchscreen? Touchscreen editing requires that we minimize, or we change the layout of our screen. Oops, I grabbed the wrong one. I'm going to show this to you. Editing a touchscreen requires you to minimize this. Minimize, not expand. And at my desktop, I right mouse click, choose display settings. I'm using two monitors. I'm on monitor number 1. My current resolution is 1024. I know that this particular monitor lives with 1280 by 900 easily, and I selected that. And I'm going to close this and bring back our touchscreen. Notice that I now have extra room on the right-hand side, and that's required to get to use the editor. I choose Maintenance, Definitions, Invoicing, and Touchscreen. This is the only way you can edit the touchscreen is through this routine. Maintenance, Definitions, Invoicing, Touchscreen. And this is the touchscreen with the necessary tools that we need for designing the touchscreen. Before we get into designing, let's talk a little bit about what we saw earlier. Why was popcorn a one-touch button? Because it is a SKU and it immediately adds it to the invoice, stays on the page. Why were cookies a two-touch button? Because number 1, it is a jump to page 8, and I'm going to come up here to page 8, and we're going to see what's on that screen. And we have our three cookies, and I had the sugar cookie, and that is a SKU, which immediately adds it to the screen and jumps back to page 1 where everything is. That's the way it works. Let's look at another one. We're going to go back to page 1. We sold matrix, and we're going to create a matrix today, so this is important for you to follow along. We click on this button once. It is a jump to page 10. So we're going to go to 10. And this page has space for all my t-shirts. We're going to put another one here at the bottom later in this class, but that's the way it is. Now this particular button is not a jump button, it is a SKU, and it is the mother SKU. A matrix has a mother item, and then all the children items. And this is the mother, and when I choose this button, it will then jump, it'll just then open up the matrix. Let's close this and go back to page 1. And the hats, we saw the hat. Now the hat is also a jump button. It goes to page 11. And on page 11 is the trick that you've probably not seen before. This is a programming control page. I click on this black square. The program says choose from department category. All we have to do is set the department category and tell it what to do after we've selected the item. Jump to page 1. That's the way it operates. You just go into Inventory Center, you add more items to your hats category, and they're automatically listed in alphabetical order. So we're going to make a change to our touchscreen. Let's go back to the first page, and this is highly recommended. If you know that you'll be changing your touchscreen, make a backup of your touchscreen. It's very simple. You choose the Tools tab at the far right. You export the project, meaning your whole touchscreen design, and you give it a name. I'm going to call it March 22. That's today. Notice that I've been making backups as I've worked in preparing for this. March 22, and save it. That is your backup. If something goes wrong, if you make a mistake, you can stop and restore the backup by using Tools, Import Project, and pull that project back in. That's a good practice to make backups. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in to this button right here will be our sports stickers. So what do? We're going to make a jump, and I know that these need to jump to page 200. I just know it's a blank page. You have to use blank pages. And the name is Sports Stickers. Oops. And I choose Set Button. All right, we're on the right track. Kind of a blah button here. Let's give it some color. We're going to paint it. We're going to give it a color. I think I'll choose yellow. And let's make it a little bit more dominant. We're going to change the font. Let's make the font bold, 14. And let's give it some pizzazz and choose OK. Sports stickers, yellow stands out from all the other buttons. We're halfway there. Let me explain briefly what we've just done. I'm going to increase the size of this so you can see it. So we highlighted it, we named the button, we made it a jump, we entered the text sports stickers, we chose page 200 because that's a blank page. Then we painted the button. We chose a color, we chose a text color, chose our font, and it looks great to me. So the next step is how to make it actually work. We're going to use Hats button because it worked just the way I wanted it to. And we're going to copy it, and I'll show you those steps, and then we'll review again. So I'm highlighting Hats. Page 11 is a good page, so we're going to go to page 11. This is working just the way I want it to for hats, and I would like my sports stickers to work the same way. What we're going to do is we're going to copy this page and change the department category that it belongs to and jump to page 1. So let's choose Tools, Copy Page, and we're going to page 200. Yes, we're at page 200. We are now using a choose from tech department category. That's a programming thing in the background. I'm going to use the first tab, the Properties tab. It still thinks it's hats. We're going to change that. we're going to click on this lookup. We've got sports stickers already highlighted, and I choose select. And we're jumping to page 1, and everything is good. So let's go back to page 1. And if Craig will close his eyes, I'm going to do a little bit of something with the hats here.
Mike's got a surprise for us.
Okay, so I'm going to page 11. And properties, this is my hats. And instead of going to page 1, I'm going to tell it to go to page 12.
Okay.
All right.
What's on 12?
That's a good question. Let's go back.
You better save this.
Save it. Yep, we're gonna save all of these fun changes. Yes. And while we're saving, it takes a minute. Let's talk about what we just did. So we highlighted the hats button. We went to page 11 and copied it. We chose Tools tab. We said Copy Page button. When prompted for the page, enter page 200 because I knew it was blank. And we confirmed yes. Then we had to actually switch. It still thought it was apparel hats. We had to switch to Gift Spirit sports stickers. And we wanted it to go back to page 1, jump to page 1. So looks like everything is just about done here. I'm going to exit. No, I don't need to save a second time. We're going back to the touch screen. Here's our sports stickers. I can click on it. I can choose, notice they're alphabetical. I can choose any one that I want and add it to my invoice. And it's back to page 1. Now, all you have to do is just go sports stickers and add others. I did a little something with hats. Hats no longer works the way it did originally. We're going to click on hats. We're going to choose a purple hat. No, we'll choose a green hat. Select, and another choice added. Page 12 gives me some hat add-ons. It's a special category, and we can add feathers or sparkles or stripes. I'm going to choose sparkles, and it in turn has another feature that it adds. I'm going to select it. Who are you?
So
and when do you need this? Yep.
Wow.
4/12. I need these by 4/12. And I say okay. So we have information about who it is and when it's due. We also are asked, you want to add another add-on. We could add a feather in addition to the sprinkles. Sure, why not? And we'll get the feather. All right, we say no this time, and we're back to page 1, and we can move on with our sale, tender it out. So that's smart lists. I really like smart lists. Are we ready for something else? That's the question.
So let me get this straight. We can add as many SKU items to a pop-up list just by copying in the given category, and we can add hats or balloons or in the last example, sports stickers. So we can have 50 different sports stickers. They'll all come up alphabetically.
Right.
That's a neat thing. And you can also link the lists together. So that would come later when you get really good. You could say, hey, here's a combo. Choose anything from this list, choose anything from that list, and choose anything from the third list. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Thank you. So I'm ready to move on to our next project. Are you?
What's the next project, Mike?
The next project is one button matrix. We saw the t-shirt how that matrix worked. We're gonna demonstrate it to you a little bit, give you some terminology here. A matrix is a two-dimensional grid of color and size, or an organization and size, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to create a club matrix. The first item of the matrix is called the mother, the matrix header, and all the little children follow automatically. Positive creates all of those in one fell swoop. You don't have to create new inventory items. You don't have to populate your touchscreen with all the items. Positive does it for you. You need to know how to make a matrix. So let me show you what this matrix looks like when you sell the item. Let's get rid of all these because we don't want to distract. Okay, so we're going to the matrix. We're choosing the matrix. Remember, I told you that this is the matrix header, or the mother item. It is not a jump button, it's a SKU, but the mother item. I click on it, and that mother item then opens this matrix screen. It consists of rows of colors, in this case, and columns of sizes. If I want to sell an item, I highlight it and I choose OK. However, you can look down here at the bottom of the screen and you can see the stock count of that item and the selling price. If I highlight a double X, I have a stock count of 2, and the price is more, $22, because I have to pay more for extra large, larger than extra large. Let me sell this item. Oh, one other thing I could do. So let's say a club comes in here and they say, we need 4 large. All I have to do is just 1, 2, 3, 4. And we need 2 small, and we need a 2X. What am I doing? I'm using these tools over here on the right, the plus and the minuses if I make a mistake. And when I choose OK, it will add all 7 of these items to the invoice. Okay?
Wow, that's pretty good.
We're going to create another matrix and put it right here in this button. And we're going to show you how to do that. Let's delete these items. Let's go back to manager mode. We need to go to inventory. Now, we don't need to create a category. That category of t-shirts already exists. We're just going to go right to inventory. And we're going to choose, well, before I show you that, do you want to see that other matrix? This is a matrix group. This is a family. The top item is the matrix header, the mother of the inventory items, and all of these are her children. We're going to first create the mother, and positive will create all the children afterwards.
So positive adds the colors, the sizes to the babies, right?
Oh, thank you for reminding me. Over here it says mom has 59 kids. 43 are available for sale. We've got some that are being reserved for somebody. And each item knows how many it has. And the mother totals them all up so you can see at a glance how much you need, how much you have. Excellent. Thanks for bringing that up. All right, we're going to choose add. We're not going to choose a normal item like you have done all in the past. We have to choose this control, this command called matrix. We are going to create a short sleeve shirt. So we find our department category, t-shirts, short sleeve. We select our vendor and we choose continue. Now this is a blank screen and it doesn't look too much different than others that you've seen, but we're going to create club t-shirts short sleeve. Now, the key of a mother is that you keep the first description short, because all of the other children will be added as suffixes to this title. Where these ones are, we're going to put in the color and size automatically. So you keep this first part a little bit shorter, okay? Leave room for the suffixes. We do need a SKU, and that SKU will be club, something that I can easily type or add to the touchscreen. Club. I don't happen to know the cost right now, so we'll just leave it blank, but I know that I want to sell these for $15 each. I'm getting them from my Apparel Club, and I say save. Now, when I choose save, it's going to automatically give me an option for choosing my club names and my colors or my sizes. When I choose save, it opens up a definition screen. This is the definition I used for my other t-shirts: dark blue, light blue, small, medium, large, extra large. I want this pattern, but I want to change the colors. I'm going to clone it. I highlight this one, I choose clone, and I'm going to call it club. I'm going to highlight club. It's identical. I want to change these, so I choose edit. Instead of dark blue, I'm going to put in a club name. For example, PEP, P-E-P. Press enter, it's there. I highlight this one, I press enter, and we have the band. So now I have 2 rows, all the sizes I need. I say okay. Highlight club, and positive will automatically create all the little children for mother. Choose process, and now we are creating 10 inventory items. Instead of you creating those 10 inventory items, they're all made for you. Well, the word got out that we were creating t-shirts for clubs, and 2 more clubs want to join us. Over here on the left is add row column. I want it to be a row. I want it to be below the cursor position. I choose add, and we have the art club that would like their own special shirts with logos and things. And the music club. This may catch on. We may have a lot of these to do. And I press enter, and I choose OK at the bottom, and automatically 2 rows will be generated. There they are.
That's a time saver, isn't it?
That is a great time saver. Now we have 20 items. Let's do one more thing. We know that we may need a 3x. So I'm going to choose add rows and columns. Well, before I do, I want to get over here because I want my 3x to show up in the next row. So I'm going to choose add rows, columns. I'm going to choose columns. To the right of the current column that I've highlighted, I'm going to choose add. We're going to type in 3x. Oops, what happened to my x? I'm going to delete that one. Let me add again. 3, and I thought I hit the wrong button. I did hit the wrong button. And OK. And now we have another column for 3x's. One thing that I do remember now, I remember the cost of our items. I now have, how many is this? 24 items? I have to put in the cost for all of these. I don't want to do that. I'm going to choose edit header on the left. Edit header means edit mom. This is the mother. There's our club SKU. And I'm going to choose change cost. I know that my cost is $8. I still want to sell them for $15, but I could change that, and it will change the cost of every item in the group. I choose save. What do you want to change? I want to change every item in the matrix, and I say OK. And now all of these items show cost of $8. Now we mentioned that sometimes these double X and 3Xs are extra. You have to charge more for those. And we'll show you when you're adding your stock counts how you can change the cost of those items. So let's close this. Do we want to go look at the touchscreen yet? Yeah, let's do that. We've created our club. Because the matrix exists already, you could use this SKU button and enter club. That's the mother's SKU number. CLUB, and choose go. And we can start selling them now. We don't have to do this. I mean, you'd have to remember to do that each time. It'd be nicer to have a button. And we're going to put that button here with our t-shirts. So let's go back to manager mode. And we're going to edit our touchscreen. Maintenance, definitions, invoicing, touchscreen. So what's the rule of thumb? If you're making changes, make a backup. You go to Tools, Export Project, give it a name of the date and maybe even the time or something that would make it separate, and you're safe. Because if something goes wrong, then you can import your project back in. So we're here and we want to add to our t-shirt. Now the t-shirt resides on page 10, so we're going to jump to page 10. We're going to use this button. We're going to make it a SKU, not a jump. We're just going to make it a SKU, and we're going to choose our matrix mother. I'm looking for club. That's what I'm looking for. And there it is. There's the mother and all the children. Notice the little suffixes, has each one has its size and club that it belongs to. We choose select. I'm going to choose to jump to page 1. We're going to set the button. Yep, we've got it here, but it's kind of blah. We're going to change the color. I guess I'm in yellow fever today or something. We're going to go with yellow. And we're going to choose a bold and 14, perhaps, well, let's go with 15. And I like red. And okay. Yep, club t-shirt fits just right. Now I could add an image to it. That's another topic. We have a link to another video about creating touchscreens and editing them that you'll like. So I'm going to choose set button, and we're going to save it. Yes. And while we're doing that, let's talk about what we just did. Our goal
Mike,
was, yes.
Just wanted to remind you, when you set the button, you lose your color. So don't be upset if you don't have yellow on it anymore.
I don't have yellow.
That's okay. It's going to work.
I said so.
Yeah.
Okay. I can go back and fix it.
No, that's
yeah, okay. So we're going to have special prices for size 2, 3, and we showed you how to add more colors and sizes to it already. I think it's almost finished.
Oh, yeah. So how could we make the XX and XXX a different price?
That's a good question.
What's the best way to put stock count in on that stuff?
Uh-oh. Did I just mess myself up? I think I did. X, save, no.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep, I made a mess. I should restore it. We're not going to have color. But you're asking, and this is an excellent question, we got to put in our stock counts, right?
Right. So, and change maybe the prices of the XXX.
Okay. Yep. Let's go look at club. And
same price right
And we're going to highlight this one, the large. We're going to put in our stock count. We come to stock manager. We do verify adjust. We tell it how many we have. 6. And okay, notice that the mother now says 6 because it took that count here. Let's do another one. We're going to choose verify adjust for this one, and we have 8 of this one. And I'm clicking back here, and now it totaled it. That's what it does, and you can do that with all the items. So you asked about the XX and the XXX. You choose edit. You choose to change the cost. This change cost, instead of $8, they're $10, and say OK and save. And we would do the same thing with the 3X. Edit, change cost, make them $10. That means your profit is going to be more accurate when you are analyzing your sales. And of course, you need to change your stock counts of all these items, but we won't do that right now.
Right.
We're going to close. We're going to go back to touchscreen and look at my gray button because I made a mistake. And then I made another mistake and did not save my changes, I hope. Okay, so we're going to sell it. We're going to go to t-shirt. There it is, kind of blah. I click on it, but it's working, and I can sell any of these items here. I can see my, no, I didn't put a stock count on that one. I don't remember what I put stock counts on.
Art.
Which one was it? Was it large?
Art.
Oh, there's one. Okay, there's my stock count down here at the bottom. I'm selling it for 15, and I'm going to sell the product, and it adds it to the invoice. Okay, and I ought to show you that even though I didn't put in a stock count for my 3Xs, it will charge more. No, it didn't charge more.
Well, for art it will. You
Oh, art.
Yeah. Good point. That you'll have to
Wow.
change your triple X's on all your clubs.
That's
So
good.
art
Thank
is
you.
the first one, yeah.
And it didn't say.
Double X. Try double X. Oh, I believe you.
I believe me. I think maybe I lost it.
Maybe you
I
didn't
don't
save
know.
it.
I
Anyways.
maybe not have saved. Okay.
So it always pays to run a report, because with all the data entry, you can make mistakes, and you'll catch
Yep.
them with your reports.
All right. So, in summary, we did change the stock counts and with that, we did all these. So, in summary, we want you to know that touchscreen setup requires planning and work. You need to know how you want things laid out and color schemes and things. Each button must be handcrafted. The button will be a skew or a jump to another page, and then you add a skew. It needs to be painted so they stand out. They're different color, font, maybe an image. But I hope you agree with us that one button's smart lists save time. Craig?
Yes, thank you, Mike. That was wonderful. A lot of information to digest. I think the big takeaway is that you have to engineer a touch screen that's going to be efficient and fast and intuitive, so everyone can figure it out without a lot of training. And I know the Matrix helps, and the smart pop-up lists help, and the various buttons that we have either on the home screen or jumping to another screen helps. And I really appreciate Mike in giving us all that information on how to do this. It's not as easy, but it really is when you start practicing it. So if you do want to practice, we recommend that you do it in your training POS. And we have, like all our webinars, we'll post this so you can share it with your students. And it'll be on our website on the home page under webinars. And if you just click right there, you'll see all of our webinars. Um, and the real good one, if you want to learn more about touch button tips, would be, of course, that one, and they're all on YouTube. We have probably over 100 videos, and about, I would say, a dozen of them are webinars. So, without further ado,
and this webinar is going to go up there too, right?
you bet, you bet. It's going to be up at the top, and we will call it our one button solution, and it'll be there in a couple days. So now's the time for me to pose the $25 gift card question, and that's for a free Amazon gift card. And the question is, name the 4 ways you can ring up an item that is askew on the touchscreen. There are 4 ways to do that. And I'm going to give you one of the answers. So all you have to do is come up with 3 more. And the first answer is you can scan it, of course. So anything that doesn't have a barcode, you're simply going to scan the barcode. However, if it doesn't have a barcode, there are 3 ways you can populate the sales screen. Please let me know within 24 hours, or I'll even give you till Monday, because today's Friday. Please let me know Monday your answer. And you first, if you're the first one, you win a $25 Amazon gift card. So that's it for today. Mike, thank you very much for your time. This has been very informative. And,
well, thank you. And looking forward to our next one.
You betcha. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye.
Bye.